Hi book besties, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. I am ready for this video. You guys, I have watched these types of videos for so long and I am so excited that I finally get a chance to participate in this tag, and this is the mid-year book freak out tag. Also, can I just say, I'm not freaking out at the moment. I'm so excited to do a tag again. It feels like it's been forever since I filmed one. It's halfway through the year, over halfway now. We're in the 7th month now. So looking back on this last 6 months, we have a few questions, reflective questions, and I am here to reflect with y'all and just see, you know, what this year has been about and kind of sum up this first half of the year for y'all. I also have a video that I'm going to be doing for my Q2 stats, so it's going to be separate from this. This is kind of reflective overall of the experience. Those are more like hardcore factual numbers. My purpose for that video, for the actual hard data, is to really like see the numbers and like base my future decisions off of that. Things like my reading taste and genres, like do I see a shift in my reading taste? Okay, so make more decisions that would like cater towards that. Maybe there's something in there that I don't see. So, you know, more hardcore factual numbers to get me to like my own personal curated reading taste versus reflective, fun, like this is everything that has been going on type of video. So we're gonna have both. We're gonna have this tag first and then we're gonna have those Q2 stats. Also, I would like to actually finish the month and have time to read more books in order to give you guys the full hardcore stats of what it is that I have read and all of the other information regarding that. So be prepared for that. And then there's also going to be, of course, the wrap up. And of course, we're going to have the TBR. I have a feeling that maybe, just maybe, because I've been able to kind of do a little bit more than I thought I could, maybe for the next couple of weeks, there may be Monday, Wednesday, Saturday uploads. We shall see. A lot of stuff going on. Wow, a lot of housekeeping things, a lot of disclaimers, I feel like. Let's just jump into the video and the content will come as it comes, and be prepared maybe for Monday, Wednesday, Saturday uploads in the near future. But that is more of a surprise thing than anything. Not gonna promise it, but just look out for it if that were to happen. And also, if you guys would like to be the first in the know of that, feel free to subscribe to the channel and then also ring that notification bell so you can get the hot off of the presses videos. And then also I will leave a creator that I saw this video from down below. So Gavin Reads It All, and then also the original creators of this tag, if I can still find their channels, because there have been a few tags where I try to give credit to the original as well as the person that I got the inspo from, and they're gone. They disappeared. So, okay, hopefully the channels are still there to follow. Subscribe to all of them, find your favorite comfort YouTubers through them, and let's get into this tag, because we've been rambling. Question number 1, how has your reading year gone so far? I think it's been great. I think I shocked myself with how much I've been reading, because I felt like it was saying something when I started off the year reading one book. The infamous one book read in a month. To be fair to myself, there were 3 stories within that one book, so 3 books? I know that's not how anthologies work, so, you know, just one book, but you know, I wanted quality over quantity, and honestly, that's what I got, and the quantity just kept picking up on its own, so I'm not complaining either way. I think it's been also really cool just seeing the growth in kind of my reading taste, because it's not that it's necessarily matured, although one could probably argue that. I think it also just, it has grown just in the sense that I am expanding into more genres. I'm not limiting myself to 2 particular genres that I've always said that I was a part of. I've been dipping my toes into other genres and really loving them. I've been finding things I like and things I dislike. I've been learning how to notice those things and articulate them, and I don't know, like I just have been having just a great, amazing time. And then also I find that my reading is helped by competitive team-based readathons. You know, I have participated in readathons in the past where it's merely just, you know, kind of you doing your own thing. And there is that community vibe of like, if you want to do challenges, here's like booktok challenges, here's like maybe booktok challenges, like whatever platform that you choose to do that type of short form content on. But I was never really invested in the short form and still am not really. I'm starting to learn and understand the platforms better to have fun creatively within those platforms. That way it does well, but it also is substantive for you guys, and it's also fun for me to do and complete. And also just, you know, having that on the plate as well, and just, you know, being a full-time creator. At the time, it was like a full-time employee, full-time student, and then also I was adding on, you know, the content to it. Nowadays, I'm not a student. However, I am gonna go back to being one, not full-time, but still there are other things taking up my time, taking up my attention. And so I really wanted to kind of understand those platforms better. And I think I'm starting to now, and I'm starting to appreciate it more. I'm also starting to appreciate, you know what, at the end of the day, all of the rules and algorithmic tips aside, are you having fun? Because right now you are a small creator. The thing that you are getting enjoyment out of is the content creation itself, is the community itself. Is that still true? Is that still relevant to you? And it is. And so, yeah, I think it's been so amazing. And then also I just happened to randomly stumble into a creator's live stream and built friends and community within that live stream space. So thank you, Ashley Hearts Reading, for just a chance at real, genuine friendships and connections and community. And that was kind of my first foray into the community and actually, you know, seeing what that community life was about. Like I felt that before, but I was still kind of isolated on the outside, not by the community itself, but just by my own doing, because I wasn't as involved as I probably could have been at the time. But now I am more involved, and I am like in there talking to people, talking about each other's lives and interests, even outside of books. And it's just really cool. So I was able to gain a community from who I can now call a friend. So I think, yeah, it's been so much fun. And we even have done our first collab together. So look at that. Like, it's been a good time. It's been a good time. I'm very glad that I got back into my reader era and got back onto booktube. Question number 2, what is the best book you've read so far in 2025? So I have 2 contenders for this, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we could battle it out. I'm not sure, but The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner, Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Those have been my favorites so far this year. Question number 3, what is the best book you've reread so far? Real quick, hold that thought. I need to look at all of my channel wrap up, because I have no idea. The best part of this is that in all of my thumbnails for the wrap-ups, all of the books are featured. So I know exactly what I read, and I don't even have to go back over the videos, which is so, so nice for me. Oh, that was a reread. Oh, okay, maybe. Alrighty, I mean, I have reread 3 books this year. Ooh. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I will say Scythe. That was a good time and a great read when I first read it, which it's YA, and I did read it when I was a teen. And then now I'm 24, so not a teen no more. And I reread it, I think for a readathon, if I'm not mistaken. it was a really good time. Like, the world still holds up for me, and I really enjoyed annotating certain things, both in my head and like on paper. And one thing about me, if I annotate, usually it means that it's a very good read and very much worth the time. So I would say Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Yeah, I actually surprised myself with how many rereads I had this year, considering most of the books that I have read thus far have been new to me. Question number 4, what is the best manga you've read so far in 2025? Oh, I love that question. Absolutely. Oh, wait. Does it mean series or just the book itself? Because if it's series, all of Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, and then if it's just one singular book, I believe it's volume 3, had my favorite quote ever. Yep, that is my answer. Question number 5, what is the best sequel you've read so far in 2025? Now this is very interesting because I don't feel like I've read any sequels until I realized, oh, it was Heartstopper volume 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So I'm gonna have to go again with Heartstopper. Can you tell that there is a prominent series that is more than likely just gonna be like the series, the books of the year for me? Yeah. Question number 6. What is the new release you haven't read yet but want to? Oh my goodness, the new one by Sarah Penner. Un momentito, por favor. Amalfi Curse. Sarah Penner, auto-by-author for me now. Bar none. Like, yeah, that is the book that I want to read for sure. What is your most anticipated book for the second half of the year? You know, I don't have any. I don't have any expectations. I haven't done any research. I'm just kind of here for the vibes of whatever it is that my little eye gets drawn to, and then the sales pitch on the back, that is what we're going with. Like, I have no, I'm not trendy. So I'm not with the trends. I'm not with like just keeping up with everything that my favorite authors are doing. Like, I would love to be that person. I'm just not that person. I'm just like, I'm too laissez-faire about it. I'm just like, oh, here's a book, cool. Oh, this is a book by the same author, also cool. Oh, I happen to scroll on Instagram and see like how they're doing in life and they're doing amazing. I'm just like, oh, good for them, awesome. And then just like set it down, okay, naughty with my day, you know? It's just like, so I don't have one, but you know, if you guys have any recommendations, feel free to leave it in the comments below. What is the worst book you've read so far? No, I don't want to. I don't want to be mean to a book, but I will. Silk, I'm sorry. Like, it was just so... The thing is, I can understand psychological horror is not gonna be... It doesn't have to be action-packed. I understand that. But like, you expect something to come of anything in a book. I'm being very eloquent, I know. I don't know, man, that book had me so dang confused about genre, about plot, about characters, about life. I felt like I was in a fever dream half the time, and not a good one, just a really confusing one, and also slightly disturbing. Yeah, which makes me sad because apparently it was a really good book. It got high accolades. I really wished I liked it, to be honest, because it sounded interesting. The elevator pitch on the back of the book, let me tell you something, was probably one of the best ones that I've seen yet, and it fell incredibly flat, and that doesn't usually happen for me. Like, or any book really shouldn't do this, but the elevator pitch at the back of the book should never, ever, in my opinion, just my opinion, unpopular opinion maybe, alert coming your way, I don't think the elevator pitch on the back of a book should supersede the substance within the book. Maybe that's just me. Feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to agree with me. Let's chat it up in the comments, because actually, genuinely, let's chat it up in the comments if you have an opinion on it, because should the back of the book grab your attention more than the substance within it? Or be better written than the substance within it? And be more articulate and like less confusing than what is in the book itself when it explains the events in a longer format? Let me know. What is your biggest disappointment of the year so far? Okay, this one is different, and I'll go with the other DNF book because this one truly was a disappointment. I was hoping to like it. Zodiac Academy, the first book, The Awakening. I didn't vibe with it. There was a particular scene that tested my boundaries a little bit on what I was okay with, what I wasn't okay with, and just for me personally, I was not okay with it. And I think prior to that, I read Heartstopper. There's a correlation here, just stick with me. And there was something that I said, I'll insert the clip here. I guess like I didn't register how deep it got into like some very interesting themes, consent and everything that could go along with that, homophobia and everything that could go along with that, discovering identities and newfound feelings, and then just like the high school experience. Like all of this, by the way, is wrapped up in a high school experience. So these kids are just going through it just in general, because you just go through it in general in high school, and then adding on to those bigger themes and really like exploring that and talking about that. And I love that our main characters, while one knows where they stand, the other is unsure. But in their uncertainty, and I really like this, he's not a jerk. Because I watched Eyewitness. Well, okay, I didn't watch Eyewitness. I watched a certain storyline within Eyewitness without actually watching the TV show. Don't ask me how I did that. Even I don't know. YouTube clips, I think, probably. And I was watching a storyline develop, and I thought it was really, really cute. And then I, like, really, like, took a step back and gauged what the plot and the premise was, and I was like, you actual jerk. In all seriousness, like, I know that there was like a laugh of me like calling a fictional character a jerk, but that's what that was for. But the actual like premise of the story was that like the love interest was not only internally homophobic, but also was going through it in himself and still was like treating his love interest wrong, and the love interest was just taking it. And I don't like that. I don't like that in any storyline, which is why I am so hesitant about Zodiac Academy, which just what a segue, because I'm reading both books at the same time. I don't think I like seeing that type of relationship amongst the two love interests, because it kind of gives way to other conversations as well, and other toxic elements that I think we should talk about a little bit more. In our minds, we know, okay, this is just like beautiful people just acting out a story. It's not real. It's not real in the show, for sure. That's not how they treat each other, but in real life, or their partners, I don't think. I would hope not. I don't think they do. But like, these scenarios can be real. And unfortunately, sometimes they are. And I don't know, I just don't like it. Zodiac Academy is going to be interesting because I hear it's a bully romance. Bullying for the sake of getting attention, like, okay, and there's different levels of this where it's just like, in some ways, I feel like I can stomach a little better. But like the way that this show was showing certain bully elements, I was not okay with. The bully elements in here, I was not okay with. If the main love interest was that one that was initiating the acts to the other love interest as well, no. Hard pass. I'm done. Like, throw away the series. Okay, just making sure the book is fine. So I liked that he was not the one that was initiating any of that. In fact, he stopped certain things, which made him able to work through his feelings even deeper. So I appreciated that. I don't appreciate the element in general that it even exists, that it's even a thing that does happen. But just like keeping to the story, I greatly enjoyed that it wasn't the love interest that initiated any of that, and I was very happy that, you know, in fact he put a stop to it. And it was like, regardless of whether this person, I like them or not, I don't like seeing that to people. I'm not going to allow it to happen, and I love that. I love that in our character, in our main character. So yeah, there was something that I said about me watching a older TV show. I mean, at the time it was brand new, but I watched a relationship of a TV show, and at the time, like, it wasn't, it didn't affect me much, but like looking back on it, I don't like the behavior that was exhibited within the relationship, and I didn't like that the toxic behavior was being directed towards the partner. Now, red flags regardless, if someone is being toxic to someone else and is in a relationship with me but is not toxic, I'm still looking at you sideways because you're toxic to other people. So no. And goodbye. But, you know, you can, it's not uncommon to be able to stomach things that you wouldn't be able to stomach in real life with fictional characters and fictional scenarios. At the time, that didn't bug me as much, but like looking back, it bugs me now. Just where I'm at in life now, it bugs me. And so that's kind of where this was headed, but to like up a notch. I was like, oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. If anyone were to physically cross boundaries without consent, to me or anyone else, oh, you're gone from my life. It's not just bye-bye and we could be friends. It's a bye-bye, get a restraining order. All of that to say, Zodiac Academy. What is the biggest surprise of the year so far? The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I had a lot of thoughts and feelings. However, I did have a good time with the book. Who is your favorite new author, new to you or debut? Honestly, Celeste Ng. Sarah Penner, I've discovered in 2024. Sarah Penner is my auto buy. Celeste Ng would be a new fave. What book has made you cry so far this year? Oh my goodness, actually quite a few. I definitely cried for The Astonishing Color of After. I cried in Heartstopper. I feel like there were a couple of other books where I was close to tears for sure. Maybe Fourth Wing, honestly. Maybe Fourth Wing. And that probably isn't what you think, but Liam, what is the most beautiful book you've bought this year? Me trying to think of all of the books I've... Phantasma. What are the books you need to read by the end of the year? My entire physical TBR? Okay. So I'm gonna like curate this list. And listen, you guys are gonna keep me accountable to see if I get this list in. I'll list up to 6 books. And I say up to 6 books because that is a good cutoff point. There is the Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner, so that's one. Phantasma, Sunrise on the Reaping, The Crooked Kingdom, the 2nd volume of the Tarot Cafe, Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. Those are the books. So, those are the books. Let's keep me accountable. All right, this next few questions are gonna be video related. What is your favorite video that you've made so far this year? And I would have to say my collab video with Ashley Hearts Reading. Which video did you think would flop but did well? All of them? That's kind of a cop-out. Let me just look at my analytics here. Love how I'm doing all of the research right now. Oh, dang! I don't know what my face was showing, but I went to my channel and you know how it goes like latest, popular, oldest tabs? I hit the popular. The worst books of 2024. Of course it's a negative video. Here's the thing, I don't put out content that I am not proud of. So like everything I'm proud of, and I don't really have any expectation. Like, honestly, I've been around YouTube and particularly the booktube space enough to know that the people that I like, the people that I watch, and honestly the people that I'm kind of like as a creator, they don't like grow fast. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of gradual over time. Now, granted, now my reach has expanded and I watch, you know, the viral trendy stuff, and then I watch the more low-key, chill, laid back. And it's just, it's random. Like if you're gonna get a huge following very quickly, or if you're gonna get a huge following over long periods of time. But, you know, I've always been on the side of, I have zero expectations for my own content, because my time on YouTube has taught me that I'm just a slow and steady creator. And like, honestly, like snail's pace slow, but it has helped me learn. It has helped me grow. It has helped me create a niche. It has helped me like really just create a steady community of people that just watch my content as they want to watch it. And quite frankly, if that is all that my content is ever going to be, then I'm still going to keep uploading. I'm going to still keep posting, because guess what? Honestly, at the end of the day, this is a hobby for me. Like, no matter if it gets monetized, no matter if there's other workloads involved with this, at the core, it's always going to be something that I like. I like filming videos. I like making videos. I like spinning off, you know, original idea videos, because guess what? So much original stuff has been made by other people. So make it your own, make it your style, make it your flair, make it your whatever, and just have fun with it. And that's kind of what I do here. So I don't really have any expectations for my videos, but it's really cool to see like, wow, okay, your worst books video, that was just like the standard typical thing that people do around that time of year. Like, here are my best books, here are my worst books, here are some things that I am excited to read within the new year. It's awesome to see that that is my most viewed video. It is awesome to see, honestly, that the unhaul video is more viewed than my hauls. Because at the very least, it's like, okay, I have eyewitnesses to the fact that, yeah, okay, I buy books, but I also give them away. So that's great. Okay, here's one that I am very proud of though, and this was the first time I really got, I wouldn't say good, but this is the first time where I really tested out some editing features, and that was my reading vlog for Nevermore. I am so proud that it is my 4th most viewed video. That's amazing. Like, I never thought it would do that. Quite frankly, I didn't think it would get much reach because it's freaking long. 1 hour and 28 minutes. Nowadays, that's standard for me. But it was one of my first ever vlogs where I was like very just in that book, intense, invested. I had to create a part 2 for this vlog. So I was really taking my time with it. I was editing. I do remember like I was posting other stuff while I was getting this thing together. And while I didn't maybe take as much time as I would with these other vlogs now, or rather knew that I did have the time to edit a little bit more maybe, this was like my reading vlog start. And now I pull assets, I do other sound effects, I try and do like fun little like zoom in, zoom out. So I think that was really the start of my journey, and where I felt like the most proud of my work, I think. I just keep getting more proud of the things that I put out, but truly it went from, okay, my first initial stuff for Booktober and all of the chaos with that, having a little bit in November where I can just kind of breathe and chill, and that I believe is when I did that reading vlog and where I was able to have more time with it. I was so super proud of that. And then there was that period of time for Vlogmas, and I was doing Vlogmas for my lifestyle channel and the booktube channel. That is something that I will have to reconsider this year. And then coming into the new year and having, you know, all of the chaos of moving and getting my room together, getting my background together, but it was really like my first foray into editing where I really tried some new stuff. Like, I always tried with my editing, but you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And so I was kind of going through that phase, and so that like really makes me happy that that is one of the videos that is up there. Any upcoming videos you're excited to make? Oh my goodness, all of them. I was talking earlier about some of the videos that I plan to make upcoming, like pretty shortly here soon, and you know, do that whole 3 video a week uploads for just a little bit, just to like get all of the necessary stuff in within the month, but then also have time to do all of some other stuff as well. I am very excited to play Ashley Hart's readings part 2 of What Percentage of Readers Blank, and this one is Trope Edition. I am so excited to do that. I mean, I've already started it, but there are some videos in the works of build up to readathons that I'm hoping to complete, and then also a product review thing. So I'm very excited about that. That one is going to be very interesting. I may have to adjust the rules a little bit just for the sake of actually just completing the darn video. But I do want to spend the next couple of months trying my best to complete that video. So hopefully we'll get that done. Either way, it's coming out by December. Like, we're getting it done by December. It may have to look a little bit different than what I initially planned, but that's kind of just standard over here. Oh my goodness, what is the Harry Potter thing? We make a plan, we get there, all hell breaks loose. That is what that is. Last but certainly not least, any channel goals by the end of the year. I do have an entire video of my channel goals if you guys want to check that out, but this may differ from whatever I said in there. So my main 2/3, we'll get there, goals are: 1, I would like to read 25 books in the year 2025. Just 25 books in general. Then the second/third goal that I have is the Buzzword Readathon Challenge hosted by Books and Lala. And the reason it's 2 and 3 is because there's the buzzwords and then there's the cover challenges. I don't necessarily need the cover challenges. I think it would be awesome to try and incorporate at least a little bit into the challenge. My main thing is to get the buzzwords. I would love to see if I can do that. And honestly, overall, I don't have a TBR specifically set for either one of these challenges. However, I think that I'm just gonna like throughout the rest of this half of the year, I'm going to just take stock of the books that I've read. Can they fit into any of the categories for the buzzwords? And then can they fit into the categories of the covers? And then determine, okay, what do I need to do for the rest of it? Those were all the questions. Those were all my answers. If you guys want to answer as well in the comments, feel free to do so. If you guys have made videos yourselves, please link it down below so that we can all watch and we can all support and subscribe and like and do all of the YouTube-y things for y'all. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, for taking the time out of your day to do so, and thank you guys so much, as always, for being the best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!